Hey everybody, I'm here with a quick video on juror number 6 in the Diddy trial. Juror number 6 has left the building and they ushered in the alternate. Listen, I'm not shocked. The judge wanted to tell us that he was going to take the weekend to make this decision about juror number 6. But the judge knew before the weekend that he was going to grant the prosecution their risk and remove juror number 6. No matter what evidence the defense presents, no matter what reasoning they present, the judge will say no to the defense and yes to the prosecutors. And listen, I know many of you and everybody get to have their opinion over here. Many of you feel like, oh, Diva, you're just team Diddy, team Diddy, team Diddy. No, I'm team justice. If you read that 14-page letter that the defense wrote, they had some extremely good points as to why juror number 6 should not be removed. But I'm gonna say this to you. I felt and I still do feel that juror number 6 should have walked away. Why? Because once you are a target, you will remain a target forever. And everything juror number 6 would have did in that jury panel from this day moving forward, it would have been scrutinized. He would have been brutalized. And if it was a hung jury, they would have blamed it on juror number 6. So he needed to go. But that still doesn't excuse the fact that, in my opinion, the judge is biased. I will stick to that to the end of the day, unless he shows me something different. If you look at that 14-page letter that the defense submitted, it had some really good and fair points in it. I don't even think the judge read it because he already knew in my mind that he was going to release juror number 6. Why? For the simple reason that the prosecution asked him to do so. And everything they asked is a yes. Now, let me go ahead and share a screen so we can get more into this story. So Diddy trial, juror number 6 is dismissed over inconsistencies about where he's living. Diddy's federal jury in New York City is bringing in an alternate because a juror just been dismissed by the judge after hearing more than 3 weeks of testimony. Judge Arun dismissed juror number 6 Monday morning after hearing arguments from the prosecution and the defense regarding where the juror lives. While the jury was out of the room Friday, the judge explained he went back to the while there portion of the trial and found this juror has said at different times that he lives in the Bronx, at other times in New Jersey. The judge added that the court has alternate jurors for a reason, which is very true. And there's no point in keeping one around with so many question marks attached. I agree. The alternate juror replacing 6 is a 57-year-old Westchester County resident. Friday, Diddy's attorney, Xavier Donaldson, stood up and said the court was taking a big step backwards by getting rid of a juror of color, asking the judge to bring him back into the court to give him a chance to explain. During the jury selection phase, juror number 6 revealed he was a 41-year-old Black Hispanic man, and it works for the Department of Corrections. One of the main reasons the defense said they didn't want him dismissed is because he is one of a few Black jurors. He's the head of accountant clerk at Edgecombe Correctional Facility, a prison in Upper Manhattan. He told the court he processes payroll for correctional guards. Juror number 6 has had his fair share of issues before the trial, suing and later settling with the Port Authority after allegedly injuring his back on an escalator, but they knew this when they selected him. He also said he was arrested for insurance fraud related to a doctor's appointment after a car accident, but they knew this before they selected him. Despite living in the Bronx, juror number 6 apparently isn't a New York Yankees fan, telling court he roots for the New York Mets instead. He's a fan of reggae music and 90s hip hop. Now, let me tell you something else that they said about juror number 6. He was going back and forth about if he lives in Jersey with the girlfriend versus living in the Bronx. He said he still got a Bronx license and he still gets mail at an address in the Bronx. So that was part of the problem with him also. But part of the problem the defense had is that they said, during their initial jury selection, the prosecution used 7 of their 9 strikes to just strike Black people. And they said now they're getting another risk, like this is almost like this a strike on a Black person. Now, was the person perfect? No, because none of us are perfect. Do I think the person should have been more upright and upfront with where he actually was laying his head at night to sleep? Absolutely. You put all the cards on the table so that if something like this comes up later, you could be like, well, I told y'all. This is a hot stinking mess. And obviously, wherever address he has this mail going to, he gets it often because he answers the call in time for this jury duty. And I don't think there's no way he knew ahead of time when he got this paperwork for jury duty that, oh, this is going to be the jury trial. But not only the Diddy trial, but not only is it going to be the Diddy trial, it's going to be the Diddy trial, and they're going to select me. He had no control over that. So this, and not only will they select me, but I will be one of the main jurors and not even an alternate. He had no control over that. So in my mind, the judge does not have control over this whole entire case. I think the judge didn't even realize the magnitude of this particular case, even though it was a celebrity case. I think he should have been in high-level consultation with his fellow judges on how do you handle these high-profile cases. And I go back to the simple fact of this jury should have been sequestered. So the way they found out that juror number 6 was no longer living in New York was through candid conversation out of juror 6's own mouth, complaining about the commute one day. Okay. And the defense team said that the prosecution, which is unprecedented, they have a jury consultant that we, the taxpayers, are paying for, that is on their side on this case every single day. And they're saying that this jury consultant has been watching the jury and it was not a fan of juror number 6. Okay. And it just so happens, I guess, unperfect storm, so to speak, that juror number 6 is the one that they don't like. Juror number 6 happens to, I guess, rest his head at times in Jersey. Okay. And juror number 6 was very inconsistent with the questions that was asked of them when the judge took them back in the chamber, so to speak, and was like, okay, where do you live? So listen, guys, chat with me in the comments, and when I get an opportunity, I will chat back. If you're not a subscriber, subscribe. Hit the notification bell so that every time I upload a video, you will be notified. If you are a subscriber, welcome back, everybody. Thanks for watching. This is they said this is actually a picture of the juror room, which is it's a nice little room there. Got a little microwave, a little refrigerator, and the round table, a square table, whatever, so y'all can sit down and talk about what y'all got to talk about. How do you feel about juror number 6 being dismissed? Are you shocked? I'm not shocked at all. And how do you feel that the judge is actually handling this case today? I think the whole thing is out of control. And I stand by it, and I keep telling y'all, this thing is being run like a full-blown circus, and someone's life is on the line. Anyway, guys, chat with me. I'll chat back. Hit that like button. I'll see you in the next video.